Hi, my name is Wiley Tarver, and this is my hope story. My wife and I have been a member here at this Christ Church for about 6 years now. We really enjoy it and have received a lot of love here and have grown here. I am an Aggie. Went to the little school here in College Station, graduated in '86. Some of you, if you've been around this area very long, you've heard the story about when it's talking about A&M traditions and the culture and the spirit. The line is, it's hard to explain that from the inside and hard to understand it from the outside. And I think that applies to me and my struggle that I've had most of my adult life with mental health, and especially fighting anxiety and depression for many years. It's not something that's easy to talk about today even, but I feel the story needs to be told. Starting in my late 20s, I was a teacher and coach. Things would not go as well in the classroom as I'd hoped they would. I wouldn't win enough games, and it just all kind of builds up. There's many nights I didn't sleep at all or got very little sleep. Some days it's just like we're perfect, no problems at all. And then there'd be other days that was just a struggle to make it through it. And then on the deep days where it got really dark, it was just hard to get out of bed and function. There'd be a couple of days I wouldn't go to work. I would sleep in and just, your mind's just racing like, why is this happening? You're always thinking ahead about what could happen, the what ifs, or what could I do better? And really it was turmoil created from the inside out. When you look back, it really wasn't that big a deal, but the way my mind worked without medicine, I just felt like there was too many obstacles to overcome at that point. And the job I had, I felt I was a failure. Finally, after 9 years of teaching and coaching, I decided that I just could not continue at that rate. I was definitely burning out. There were times I did go seek counseling, but I just felt like it wasn't successful for me. It wasn't a quick fix, I guess you could say. I would struggle and still go down that rabbit hole sometimes and then eventually snap out. It was just a constant turning all the time. So after about 20 years of having this, and without most people being able to recognize that on the outside, people with mental illness can really hide that. I mean, the average person would maybe think I was a little tired or occasionally I was sick, but they really don't see what you're going through. It's hard for them to understand what it's like. I finally knew something had to happen. I was at the point where 3 times I was within a minute of taking my own life. 3 times. I knew that it was either going to be the end or I had to get some help. So at that point I called a pastor friend and explained my situation to him and told him, look, I'm just tired of fighting this battle. It's time to check it in, I think. And we talked for a little bit and he prayed with me. And at that point, it just felt like a huge relief was lifted off my shoulders. So I took a deep breath, got in to see a doctor and got professional help. After a little bit of experiment with medication and everything, I started getting better and improving. Over the last 15 years, I've constantly kept up with my medication, seeing a counselor when I need to, and things are still not 100% great every day. I can't say honestly that everything just went overnight, that it was all gone at once. It took a while to get things to a better place, but I feel like I've made great strides. My only regret is I did not do it a lot sooner, because I've missed many great years with my daughters growing up. But I could have been a lot better at that, and husband, and I regret that time that I missed with them. You have the devil on this side just saying, hey, the world will be a better place without you. You won't be suffering. Your family won't have to deal with this. On this side, you have the good side, the angel saying, no, you're here for a purpose. God doesn't make mistakes. So for those of you out there looking for hope that are struggling with mental health, there is hope for you. And it says in the good book, 3, so talk to someone at your church, some of your friends, family, ask them to pray with you. The second way I can offer you hope is to go get professional help. And I know that's tough, especially for gentlemen. It's a stigma that we live with, like, hey, we're just going to tough it out. But if you break your ankle, you're going to go to the doctor and get fixed. So mental health is just like any other sickness. If you're struggling, reach out and get help. You've got to be able to put your guard down and take that first step. Just like any other problem or addiction anyone else has faced, whether it's alcohol addiction, drug addiction, or whatever else. You've got to be strong enough to take that first step and ask for help. And that's the hardest thing to do. Very hard, I know. But but you got to be able to do it to better your life. And I look back and say, why? And I think it's because he got me through this so I could share my story with others and try to help them in the long run. I just consider myself a minor character in his story. You know, he paid the ultimate price on the cross. And that's something none of us can ever repay, and I'll never be perfect like nobody else will ever be perfect, but he's the ultimate craftsman, and I've just got to trust in his plan and finish my story.